Hey, Art of Likability family. This week's episode is brought to you by the good folks over at FreshBooks Accounting. They completely updated their software to make it really super simple. So if you need to send out invoices, get paid online, and keep track of your expenses really simply, they got you covered. Go to freshbooks.com/Arel. They're going to have a little section that says, how did you hear about us? Make sure to put the Art of Likability Podcast and get a 30-day free trial. Let's jump into this week's episode.
Welcome to the Art of Likability, ranked one of the top podcasts in the world. In this podcast, you'll discover how to leverage likability to build stronger relationships, lead more efficiently, close more sales, and keep customers happy while increasing success in your professional and personal life. Let's jump in with your host, Arel Moody.
What's going on, Art of Likability family? Arel Moody here, your host of the Art of Likability Podcast. Oh, snap. Welcome back. It's 2018. Unless you're listening to this in the future and it's a different year, then it's not a brand new episode for you. But if you are listening to this, this is our first episode of the year 2018. Hope you didn't mind that little break I went on. Some of y'all might have been like, yo, Arel, I'm used to getting them episodes hot, fresh out the oven, baby, like a loaf of bread that my grandma used to make on Sundays when I was a little boy. She'd put it on the windowsill, open up the window, and then it would be this smell, but the smell would actually visually be available, and it would go into my nostrils, and it would pull me through the air, kind of like them old school cartoons. There was one time a bird landed on the smell because it was visually GUI'd, gooey, in the air, and he landed on it. He's like, how am I landing on it? But the smell was so delicious. It brought him to the bread. He ate the bread. Then I baked the bird in the bread and made bird bread. It didn't really catch on. I never did it again. I felt horrible. There was feathers in the bread. But it was a positive memory nonetheless because of the bread smell. And I'm used to getting them hot, fresh, out the oven podcasts from you, Arel. And I ain't get one in a couple weeks. End of 2017 was a drought. What's up with that, Arel? That's what you might have been thinking. You might have said, I might have verbatim said what was in your head. I totally get that. Like, I'm really good at reading your brain. I knew about your bird bread memory from when you were a child. For any of you who are unaware, that is called sarcasm. I did not ever do that. You did not ever do that. If you did actually bake a bird in bread, I don't want to know about it. Don't tweet that to me. Don't send me no messages about that. That's a little wonky. But for everyone else, we are back at it for 2018. So excited. So many projects going on. So many cool things for you, I hope. Not for me. For me, yeah, definitely. But for you, I want you to have a lot of cool things going on. You might be asking yourself, Arel, how do I make 2018 the best year of my life? So much better than every other year combined up until this moment in time. You might be asking yourself that question more realistically than the bird bread thing that I just said. Whatever. Sometimes I go on these riffs and they end up where we're talking about bird bread. Just deal with it, people. Let's move on. So, any hoozles, 2018 is here, and you might be asking yourself, Arel, how do we make this the best year? Well, I got some great news for you. I was talking to a friend of mine. We were talking about the whole New Year's resolutions. You know, new year, new me, transforming your life. You know, it's a great time of year. It really helps us kind of refocus. There's a couple of reasons why I actually think we refocus so well for the New Year's. It's just a theory of mine. I haven't done any scientific research on it, but I think it's pretty sound. It's the one time of year where almost everybody actually creates space and winds down a little bit, right? So usually people are off from school, they get off from work. There's that winter break right before Christmas, and then basically nothing really gets super done between Christmas and New Year's in a lot of places. So people take it easy, they reflect, they start thinking about their year, and then the New Year's happens and it kicks off, and it's like this big gust and this big burst of energy, right? I think a lot of that comes because we're allowing ourselves to wind down a little bit. You know, most of us throughout the year, we just go, 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 go. And this is the one time of year we almost as an entire nation, no matter where you are in the world, as a people, we start reflecting on what we've done in the year, what we want to have happen in New Year. So we get that kind of goal-focused thinking. And so one, I would say you can actually do that throughout the year simply by kind of replicating what happens, which is taking time to step away. You know, maybe use some vacation days to instead of going to Disney, you go inside the Disney of your mind. and you think about how have you been doing in the first month, the first quarter, first 6 months. Create that space. Like it's a little difficult to actively create that space, I think, but it's so powerful because you can see from New Year's resolutions how much giving ourselves some extra time really does change the game. And I think that time is really, really important. And by the way, as you heard in the beginning of the podcast, we're actually redoing our cool partnership with FreshBooks. So speaking of creating more time for yourself, I actually found out their new software, they actually did the math. You can actually reclaim 192 hours of your year, which is about 2 days a month, using their really cool FreshBooks platform that they kind of recreated to make things easy to use. It's cloud-based, which basically means you can access this anywhere. You can take pictures of your receipts. You can make sure, tax time is super easy, which for a lot of you right now, if you're listening just during tax time, you're like, dude, I hate preparing for taxes. So I hope I don't want to pay any more than I'm supposed to. I'm trying to deduct everything I can legally. I'm trying to deduct everything. Did you know like 95% of all tax code is set up so you can deduct money? You should be taking advantage of it. So getting that time and that software is really cool. And we got something really cool. We go to freshbooks.com/Arel, which is my name, AREL, freshbooks.com/Arel. Enter in the Art of Likability in the How Did You Hear About Us section. They'll give you a 30-day free trial, which is pretty legit. And you can save up to 192 hours of your work week. So if you don't like dealing with numbers, this is especially for you. So if you're trying to say, well, Arel, how do I reclaim that time during the year? Booyah kasha. I just gave you 2 extra days per month. You're welcome. #Maui. #Moana. If you don't have small children, you probably have never seen that movie. And if you haven't, you should. It's fantastic. It's got The Rock in it. I love it. Sometimes I just walk around saying you're welcome, and I think like I hear Dwayne The Rock Johnson in my head say it. When I just said it, did you hear that? If I said you're welcome, or if I say you're welcome, do you go, it's The Rock? I don't have the same body as The Rock. He's a little bit smaller than me. #not in reality. Do people still use hashtag? Can you verbally use a hashtag? I really got to get into what I want to teach you today because I swear to you, I'm just verbally using hashtags. It's a little awkward in 2018. But anyway, here's the thing about setting your goals. I really want you to focus on, okay? So you created that time at the end of the year. You create time throughout the year. What I want you to do is think about not necessarily just what you need to do, okay? Not just what needs to be done. Like these are the 5 things. I want you to think about who do you need to become to achieve those goals, okay? Who do you need to become? Very important. So for example, a lot of times people say they set goals like, I want to lose 10 pounds. That's what they say. I want to lose 10 pounds. But what they don't focus on is who do you have to become to be the kind of person that can lose 10 pounds? Like what character traits do you have to embody that maybe you're not holding fast to? Because I can promise you results are really just an outpouring. It's an overspilling, if you will, of who you are as a person. And some people like when I say this, some people don't. I don't really know, but I think it's truth. I think your life, your external results are a direct reflection of your internal being. So if you're not getting the results that you want on the outside, a lot of times it means you got to fix what's on the inside. So for example, if I want to be someone that loses 10 pounds, I have to be someone who has more belief in the concept of discipline. So if I want to become more disciplined, that means stop buying certain foods or not buying foods. Like my big thing, like on a personal level, I love eating late at night. Like there's something about putting my kids to sleep and then eating all of the food I told them they're not allowed to eat that just brings me joy. Are you judging me right now? You don't do that? Any of y'all got kids? You don't put your kids to sleep, be like, you can't have ice cream. It's dinner time. And you put them to sleep and then you go eat the ice cream? I do it. I know what you're thinking. That's not right. When they become older, they can make their own choices. For now, these are the choices that I am making. But I like eating late at night, so I have to become someone who eats less late at night. Maybe it's not, and again, maybe I have to become someone who, I start eating pickles because they got 0 calories. I'm not really watching my weight. I'm just aware that I eat a ton of junk food at night. So maybe if I eat a pickle, which has 0 calories, it's not that great. Maybe I shouldn't be eating at all. But maybe I have to become the person that says, yo, I'm going to choose to eat different kinds of food. I'm going to choose discipline. The other day I went to the store out at the gas station. And whenever I go to a new gas station, like one of them big fancy gas stations, I always look in to see, are they selling weird goods that I've never seen before, like some snacks or food or whatever that I've never seen before. And then if they do, I'll go ahead and buy it. So I went in there. And I checked out, I was getting my gas, and they had these Airheads. You guys ever have Airheads? But it was like sour Airheads with like a filling on the inside. Now, I love my sweets. I got a sweet tooth, people. So I was like, my goodness, I should buy that. Then I said, no, I'm cutting down on my sugar intake. And even though this looks delicious and I've never seen it before, I looked at the ingredients. There was not one word I could truly pronounce besides maybe blue. And that was for the food coloring, which is definitely not natural. I once heard, if something's made in a plant, don't eat it. If something's made from a plant, eat it. You wasn't expecting that one, was you? You wasn't expecting that one, was you? But I'll hook you up because I care about you. I care about your feelings and your health and such, right? So maybe you want to set other goals. One of the goals I realize is that I want to become more productive. I want to get more things done. I want to create more success. So I asked myself, who do I have to become more successful? Well, I realized I have to become someone who wakes up early. I just have to. So I'm focusing now on getting up earlier every morning. It's not easy. I'm not a morning person by default, but I realize that the most successful people in the world wake up early. It's just what it is, people. So that's who I have to become. So the way I become more productive, I hit specific metrics and goals that I've performed. As for who do I have to become? I have to become more focused. I have to become more disciplined. I have to become an early riser. It's just who I have to be. So I ask you, listener, you right there, you washing dishes? What are you doing right now, by the way? What are you doing? No one ever tells me what they do when they listen to the podcast. Like, are you like washing dishes? You running? Are you clipping your lawn? Is there snow? Are you shoveling snow? Is that what you're doing right now? Are you baking bird bread as we speak? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But whatever you're doing, I ask you, who do you have to become? I want you to really sit down. Like, I want you to think about all of these New Year's resolutions that you wrote down, all these different ideas that you wrote down, all these different goals and things that are going to make you excited. And then simply ask yourself, who do I have to become to achieve this goal? Who do I have to become? What is it that I have to, who do I have to be? Focus on that. Like, okay, I want to become someone who becomes more successful. Okay, great. Who do you have to become more successful? Get specific for you. If you just have to be more confident, but it doesn't mean anything to you, it's not going to work. What kind of person has the kind of success that you want? Maybe look around your life, read some books. What kind of person? Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's use him because we went on a Maui reference earlier. If you want to have the kind of success he has, well, homeboy wakes up at like 3 or 4 in the morning to get in a fasted cardio for 60 minutes before he hits the weights. So maybe you got to start doing that. If you don't want to do that, don't expect to get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson results. I swear to you, I think there are so many people that want to cash in on the benefits of work they have not done. If you have not done the work, you don't deserve the benefit of it, baby. Just don't kill the messenger. It's just a message. So you can't want certain levels of relationships or professional success if you're not willing to take action, if you're not willing to invest in your future, if you're not willing to become the person you need to become. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to look very clearly and say, okay, here's a goal I set. Who do I have to become? I want to become more successful in business. And don't just say an answer and just if you say an answer and you just move on, it's not the right answer. Like, if you're like, who do I have to become? I have to become more dedicated. All right, I answered that. I guess to mosey on over. No, don't do that. Like, it's got to be, okay, more dedicated. Does that resonate true for you? What does more dedicated mean? Where does it manifest itself in other areas of your life? So if you're trying to be dedicated to losing weight or dedicated to talking to more people or becoming cooler, whatever it might be, right? Like, I want to become more likable. Well, who do you have to become? What characteristics trait? And then if you have that characteristic trait, you have to embody it in more than just that area, right? Think about that. Like, if you're someone who's confident, you want to be more confident. So you say, okay, I want to be more confident in talking to people, so I'm going to start saying hello to people. Fantastic. Who do you have to become to be the type of person that says hello to someone? Well, I have to become someone who believes in myself so that I can have the power to say hello to them. Great. How do you start believing in yourself? And then you just start listing out all the things that are true for you that show you proof that someone believes in himself. Boom. Take action. Go. You're off to the races. You're like, that's a race song, I think. In my mind, that sounds like something horses race to. If I'm wrong, correct me. But that's the thing in my head. That's how I see it. So I want you to take that kind of action. I want you to move with that type of intensity of thinking of who do you have to become. So let me know. Let me know. Send me a tweet, Facebook message, LinkedIn, at Arel Moody, ARELMOODIE. That's me. ARELMOODIE. That's me. I just rhymed that. That's kind of cool. Hit me up. Let me know, like, who do you have to become? I want to hear from you. And also, start sending me some ideas. I want to hear directly from the listeners, from you. What kind of content do you want us to cover? We've been putting out content we're coming up on our 4th year, people. Can you believe it? 2018 is our 4th year of doing this beautiful podcast. Million listeners and 190 countries. Just so many people listening. It's amazing. I got to start thinking about you. I want to know from you. So hit me up. Go to artoflikability.com, artoflikability.com. There's a section you can post questions or things you want us to cover. You can shoot me an email, info@artoflikability.com. Leave a 5-star review on iTunes. How many times you heard me say that? First time listening, I'm saying it. If you've listened before, I've said it. And some of y'all can be like, oh, dang, I haven't left a 5-star review. Shame on you. May you feel shame for not doing so. But go ahead, baby. Come on, go ahead. Leave a 5-star review on the iTunes or the Google Play or the iHeartRadio or the Stitcher, wherever you're listening to us. Hold it down. Because remember, information doesn't change your life. Listening to this podcast will not impact or change your life in any way. The application of this information will transform your life into something truly beautiful. You have deeper relationships, become a greater leader, and this is going to be your year. 2018, this is your year. Get it done. I believe in you. All right? Sending you a big old high five. You are awesome. Psh.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast, The Art of Likability, and reach out with any questions you have. Until next time, remember, my friend, you are awesome.